Good morning. Hope everybody's doing all right. I was about to start that with, we've been in the coronavirus situation for X amount of weeks, but I've actually lost count. So let's say it's been a while, perhaps longer than any of us had originally anticipated. The first thing I want to say is a thank you to the people who have put their trust and time and energy into engaging in the activities that we've been doing over the last couple of months. We are so grateful and really quite humbled by it, really, because for us, you have to remember that just because we're working and we're doing what we do, we are all experiencing COVID-19, the pandemic as well. So we need you, perhaps more than you guys might realise. Anywho, in the weekly Zooms, we've been trying to stick to a theme each week. And setting like little mini challenges and things just to keep people busy and thinking about strategies that might be helpful for them in coping with what's going on around us all. And this week we've been talking about resilience. Now, resilience is a backbone of Transform Lives company. It's sort of at the heart of everything that we do. I would say resilience, kindness, and friendship. They're the words that I would describe for us. And so resilience as a subject matter is huge and it can be taken in lots of different directions. We're talking about it within the context of being able to manage when the going gets tough. Can't tell you how difficult it is for someone like me to not then burst into song with a Billy Ocean song, but hey ho, I won't. So resilience is a big subject, and the first thing I want to say about it, from my perspective at least, I'm going to tell you what it isn't. It isn't being strong. I believe resilience is about being bouncy and flexible. So we use an analogy on Give Get Go when we're talking about resilience and trying to help people to get their head around what it really is. Because people aren't stupid. You'll have heard the word and you'll have an idea about what it means. Most people think it means you're strong. But actually, it's almost the opposite. The analogy that we use is a pebble, a stone, and a rubber band. And we ask which represents resilience the most. Lots of people will say the stone because of the sturdiness and the robustness of it. But in actual fact, the true sense of resilience comes from a band that can stretch out of shape and then back into shape again. It almost snaps back. So resilience isn't about being strong. Resilience is about having the mental capacity to be able to bend, just like an elastic band, to be stretched when times are difficult. If we think about it like that, that's when times are hard. And then as the situation changes, being able to come back together again, just like an elastic band does. So that's the first thing I'm going to say, is just to dispel this myth that to be a resilient person means that you've got to be super tough. Quite the opposite, in fact. Now, when we talk about how you build resilience, it's interesting because there are lots of things that we can do and do without realising it that help us to be a more flexible, bendy person. And it all comes from self-regulation. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this super simple because there are lots of big words that go with this subject matter and I always get them mixed up. So I'm going to try and keep it simple. So this is what self-regulation is, as I understand it. It is the ability to tune in to your own body systems and to be able to recognise when they are out of sorts and to have the ability to fine-tune it back to where it needs to be, a little bit like a car almost. So by self-regulating, it starts with being able to understand when you need a bit of fine-tuning. Okay, so in our Zoom call this week, we talked about how do you recognise those signals when your body and mind and heart, if you like, or soul, or whatever you believe in, when you as a whole person, when you've kind of fallen out of sync a little bit, and what signs to look out for. And the most common ones are things like people feel snappy and irritable, losing patience more